I would like to thank the sponsors and the alliance partners for this session and the insights that they shared with me. Unfortunately, we have a small change in the schedule, so my session is going to be very short. I'm between you and Sanjeev from Tottenham Hotspur, so I think it's much better to listen from him what is the experience that we can really bring in the intelligent edge. Very briefly, I will just give you some insights what we're doing in HP Pointnext, which is the advisory and the service arm inside HP. We try to connect the business with the technology. We try to help our customers to understand how simple technologies like Wi-Fi, location services, and all the other stuff that we bring from our partners, for example, they can really bring together a new value for the end customers, the end user, but also in the operations. So we try really to make sure that we demystify that the users of technology is something really very complex and they cannot really handle it, okay? Now, we shouldn't really forget that there are two things that we do in HP. We try to redefine experiences. This means that we really need to understand what is the profile of the people, what they are doing, what they expect for us. And secondly, we want to optimize operations, reduce the cost, make it the operations more streamlined. So these are the things that we do in smart stadiums, in museums, in modern hospitality areas and resorts. We have also airports, smart parks, smart agriculture and solutions similar to this, the ones that I have mentioned. Now, last but not least, I would like to tell you that, as you know, HP is moving all the technology now in a consumption-based model, so technology as a service. So we're having intelligent venues, stadiums, for example, for ice hockey over the second football league, becoming as a solution, as a service for our customers. We're also working here in Greece, leading actually the development for intelligent hospitality as a service. And these are the things that we are going to introduce you in the near future. So thank you very much for your attention. I would like to pass the stage to Sanjeev.
Can you all hear me? Yes? Hi, good afternoon. I'm Sanjeev Katwa. I'm the head of technology at Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. So I am what's coming between you guys having your lunch. So I'm going to try and keep this as brief as possible and talk to you a bit about our stadium. I hope I've got this correct. I think that means welcome. But obviously I can't really say that because I don't speak Greek and English is the language I speak.
A beautiful game, played in many beautiful places, but it's never been experienced like this before. Tottenham Hotspur with Hewlett-Packard Enterprise is creating one of the most connected, smart stadiums yet. So the beautiful game has a home to match. When everything computes, what's next is extraordinary.
When we decided to build our new stadium, and I've got a couple of other videos because I don't want to talk too much about technology, you need to set a vision of what you want to achieve. And we decided to set a vision that set a high standard in design in what we were achieving, not only for our fans, but also for our players who play on the pitch, and also our sponsors. But ultimately, it's a landmark building. It's a beautiful building, and you're going to see some pictures of what it actually looks like later on. But this is a major construction project in London, in North London. And I've been in Athens for the last 2 days, and when you sort of see some of the old buildings, of course, which have been built here, you realize actually what it takes to make a huge landmark in a city.
Scores on his home debut at White Hart Lane.
Carrick's kick, King! Turn from Jermaine Defoe, can he go all the way? Oh, he can!
So too, there's Victor Wanyama. He's got his goal. His first against Manchester United. He's 49.
yes, this football club is special. Yes, this stadium, the design, the immensity of it is tremendous. But behind it are many, many people, many, many families, most importantly, many, many children whose lives are about to be transformed.
Football is about emotion, it's about passion. And I think what we've built at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium actually supports all of those things. You know, when we follow teams, and I'm sure many of you are fans of football out here, you're actually not just going for the building, you're going to follow your team. But ultimately for us, it was about creating an amazing experience for our fans and obviously visiting fans too. This is an image of our stadium on the day it opened. An incredible architectural achievement. And in the background, you can see the City of London. We're 20 minutes from the main financial area in the city. Another image of our large South stand. It had 17,500 people who can actually sit in that one single tier stand. We've actually looked at all the possibilities of creating an enhanced experience for everyone that comes to our stadium. But we don't always just focus on football. We're also the home of the NFL. For those of you who don't know that, this last weekend we hosted a game between the Oakland Raiders and the Bears, Chicago Bears, at our stadium. Its stadium has been built for a multi-purpose use. So we had over 60,000 American football fans come to our venue just on the weekend, and they're coming again this weekend, and a few days later we're playing a football match, a soccer match. So the turnaround in our stadium has all been achieved through technology. But also this venue is, as I said, multi-purpose. We are going to be having concerts next year, and what we've also got is a very large conferencing center too. This is a picture of the Hewlett-Packard Enterprise all-employee meeting that was held a few months ago. You probably could see Antonio Neri in the background wearing a Tottenham shirt, because he is a big Tottenham fan, and nearly 600 HPE staff. And this was streamed globally to 60,000 Hewlett-Packard Enterprise employees. This is my last video.
Tottenham Hotspur has always been one of the big clubs in the Premier League. The vision for the stadium was we wanted an iconic building, something that will stand the test of time and will be known globally.
To dare us to do is a motto that we've had. It does encapsulate how we approach our business. We've tried to do something that's never been done before.
Everything we've thought about when we've been designing this stadium, how can we make the experience more entertaining? We're in the entertainment business. When you're born a fan of a particular club, you die a fan of that club. The allegiance goes from one generation to the other. That's why there's so much passion involved.
The only thing that you need really to have an amazing experience in this venue is your mobile phone. From leaving home to traveling to the venue, we want to tell you what the best transport routes are to help you get here on time.
There it is!
Helping them to connect their friends and family.
Hi, Granddad!
Provide information that's useful for that person to have a better experience.
So that's the main entrance, but it's telling us to go to the one down there.
All the way to finding their seat and having a great experience during the event.
Hewlett-Packard Enterprise has enabled this intelligent stadium. Their core infrastructure supports our entire business operation. The Point Next team have been part of my team from the beginning.
This is probably the first truly digital stadium that's ever been built. Everything is interlinked.
Audio, lighting, building management systems, CCTV, security systems, mobile ticketing, electronic point of sale, the incredible amount of digital signage we have at this stadium. our broadcast infrastructure is all residing on Aruba network and wireless services.
Hewlett-Packard Enterprise technology is actually the most important piece of technology in this building, because without it, nothing else can operate.
And gets us underway. Half time at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
But it then carries on through the journey. We want to serve you exclusive content half-time,
I wanted to look at the shop.
as well as enabling you to connect with your own social media channels.
And when I come to the stadium, I want to be able to use Wi-Fi. And that's obviously a challenge when you have 62,000 people probably all on the phone at the same time.
The wireless connectivity from Aruba has been actually game-changing. Wayfinding has come to life through Aruba beacons.
Based on your seat location,
That looks really tasty.
can we help guide you to a food and beverage option that we know you'll enjoy?
This is the first truly cashless stadium in the world.
We can actually serve fans a lot quicker. We get sales updates almost every 30 minutes on products that we're selling and what our sales position is.
We have now more data sources than any other stadium in the world. It's an accelerator for us to drive more revenues, but at its heart, it's an enabler for us to deliver an enhanced fan experience. We can't do any of that without the connectivity and, of course, the data and the analytics and the intelligence.
All this transactional information is happening at the edge. The data center is at the heart of everything we do, but the edge is what powers the stadium.
On a hat-trick, he gets it! What a superb afternoon for the Brazilian.
Whether this is the stadium of the future or not, that's for other people to judge. But certainly it's the stadium of today because everyone's talking about it.
But how do you build a stadium from scratch? It takes many years to think about the design of what you're doing. This diagram really explains the three key components of what you need to consider when you build a stadium, be that your audio-visual, your core infrastructure that you require, but ultimately, what experience does that actually support? Now, when we started working with Hewlett-Packard Enterprise, we obviously challenged HPE to look at solutions that can support our entire infrastructure. This was all very new to everyone who was involved, and the network is absolutely core to what we do in our business. If you look at some of the key points over here, we have the largest screens in Europe, the largest indoor LED screens in Europe. We have IPTV network, which is almost 1,800 screens in our stadium. We have 2 core data centers in the stadium. Very much everybody's moving to the cloud or whatever else. We have a very large on-premise technology infrastructure, but I believe as an organization, we are the best example of hybrid cloud. We have 100% wireless coverage in our stadium. We have just under 1,700 wireless access points in our stadium, with nearly 700 to 800 just in the bowl itself. We have all 4 mobile operators in our stadium, so fans are absolutely connected at all times. And we've seen, about 25,000 people connect to our stadium Wi-Fi on a match day. So you can imagine the amount of data that's going across the network. Diverse links going out of the stadium, of course. We can't have any single points of failure. And it's really absolutely amazing to think that we delivered, we believe, the world's first cashless stadium. So we only take your mobile phone payments, Apple Pay, Google Pay, etc., and card payments. So that's the only thing we actually take. With HPE, what we actually did was we worked with them very closely in ensuring that all the key components could actually be on and reside on our network, be that the building management systems that we use, or what we have in terms of lighting infrastructure. Nearly 700 CCTV cameras in our estate. Our doors, what we do for retail, our telephone systems, of course the Wi-Fi. But then you also got to consider things like lifts and escalators and fire systems, et cetera, et cetera. Now, when you look at stadiums, I always say to people, you've got to look at comparing what we've done with airports. I had dinner last night with somebody from the Athens International Airport, and we were talking about this. We looked at airports as an example. We looked at large shopping centers as an example of how can we truly create an enhanced customer experience in the stadium that we were actually building. Here's my one technology slide for all you technologists out there. This sort of explains to you the sort of infrastructure we have with HPE. And a lot of this actually resides in the data center that we actually visually show in our stadium. So if you are a fan coming to watch football, you can walk past the stadium control center, which has almost 60 racks. It has all the core infrastructure with HPE inside there, and also our other third parties. In terms of working with Hewlett-Packard Enterprise, of course, we work directly with them. It was very important for us to work with their Point Next organization and have HPE own this project end to end. So we actually worked with them on the Wi-Fi, our beacon technologies, and of course, our core network. But we also worked with a reseller for the Scality. It was great to hear from the guy from Scality just now. So we use the Scality Ring as a product, and then obviously we use the 3-part storage, and we've obviously got server infrastructure as well. So we do quite a lot of work now with Hewlett-Packard Enterprise because they are our key technology partner for this stadium. But whenever you create a project of this scale, it's very important to look at the value to the company, the value to Hewlett-Packard Enterprise in this case, the value to me personally, and obviously the value to our fans. This slide, I hope you can see it very well. We looked at various solutions with Hewlett-Packard Enterprise and obviously chose the right solutions we believe to create the most technologically advanced stadium in the world. Ultimately, it was important to me to ensure that these solutions could work across the various third-party solutions that we were working with. It was very important for HPE to work with, for example, the lift manufacturers, the escalator manufacturers, what we were doing on retail, on catering, etc. But then it has to have some value to our business. We wanted a situation not only where the technology valued our business for when you're in the stadium, but what if I'm here in Greece following the Tottenham match? Or what if I'm in the Far East? Or what if I'm somewhere else? I want to make sure we look at solutions that can help follow the team, which is why we invested in our stadium app, our venue app, sorry. And we have integrated integrated wayfinding in that solution. But ultimately, it's about value to people. So people is really important here. And for us, these are the key points. We wanted fans to have a really rich experience. We didn't want fans just to turn up to a football match, watch the game, hopefully the team wins, and they leave. We wanted people to spend several hours with us before the game, watch a great game of football, and fingers crossed we win, and then obviously stay with us later on. And this is what we're seeing in terms of the data that we actually have captured today. We are probably the most data-rich sporting organization at the moment. We have so many lines of data that now it's allowing us to have the insight to make some key strategic decisions. So I think that's a really important message to have. Just to give you an example, in one of our games early in the season, we were processing nearly 6 to 7 transactions a second in our cashless stadium. We can process many thousands of transactions through the infrastructure that we have, but also, because it's so important to our business, we've actually put resiliency into our solution as well. And of course, underlying for all of this is security of our infrastructure, because I think that's the most important thing for us. But, we are very proud of what we've achieved at Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. We've done that with many companies, of course, Hewlett-Packard Enterprise being one of them, where we've had senior level support all the way to the top with Antonio Neri. And I think for all the fans that have come to our stadium, and for those who are Olympiacos fans, you guys are playing at our stadium on the 26th of November. So if you can get a ticket, come over and check out the technology for yourself. So, because I think it's really important to see this experience for yourself. And of course, our friends at HPE, they're obviously more than welcome to come anytime. So And that's my last slide. Thank you very much. And thank you very much for your time today.